In 1965, a remarkable discovery was made deep within a tomb in China's Hubei province during an archaeological survey for a new reservoir aqueduct. An exploration team uncovered a casket containing a human skeleton and a single artifact, a bronze sword sealed inside a black lacquer wooden scabbard. This sword had rested in a damp, waterlogged tomb for approximately 2,400 years. A hostile environment where virtually all other metal artifacts of its age had corroded into dust. The extraordinary level of preservation found upon unsheathing the blade suggested that this artifact held secrets of ancient technology that defied the ravages of time and wear. The geopolitical pressure cooker that forged the sword. When a scientist cautiously pulled the sword from its sheath, the blade didn't just gleam, it shone. It was virtually untarnished, its surface covered in intricate, flawless black, rhombic patterns. And here's the unbelievable part. When the scientist touched the blade, he sliced his finger open. The edge was razor sharp. This wasn't just an artifact. This was a masterpiece of materials engineering that defied time itself. This is the sword of Gujian, and the incredible science hidden within its metal might force us to rewrite the history of technology. Stick around, because we're about to uncover how the smiths of the spring and autumn period achieved something modern metallurgy still finds astounding. The sword's existence isn't just about craftsmanship, it was born in a geopolitical pressure cooker. The late spring and autumn period, specifically during the reign of King Gujin of the state of Yue, 496 to 465 BCE. This era was defined by an intense, protracted conflict, an arms race between the rival states of Wu and Yue, a conflict where technological superiority meant survival. Historical accounts confirm that the weapons from this region were the absolute pinnacle of military technology at the time. The need for a decisive military edge created a powerful incentive for metallurgical innovation, and the smiths of Yue rose to the challenge, transforming mere metalworking into a strategic weapon. This specific sword was discovered in a tomb belonging to the rival Chu state, kilometers from Gujian's kingdom. This discovery suggests a crucial historical journey. After Gujian defeated Wu, and later, after Chu conquered Yue, this royal sword was likely seized as a highly prized war trophy. The artifact travelled across 3 major regional powers, marking its immense political and ceremonial significance. The definitive identification was confirmed by 8 characters inlaid near the hilt in the extremely ornate birdworm seal script, Niao Chongshu. The full translation confirms, King of Yue, Gujian made this sword for his personal use, confirming its royal prestige, linking artistic mastery directly to technological supremacy. How airtight sealing initiated engineered immortality. The first secret to the sword's time-defying state was a deceptively simple piece of packaging, the wooden scabbard. The scabbard was finished in black lacquer and provided an almost airtight fit around the blade, effectively acting as a rudimentary but critical environmental control system. This specialized airtight seal drastically minimized the influx of atmospheric oxygen and water, the 2 primary catalysts for bronze corrosion or patination. While submerged for 2 millennia in highly unfavorable waterlogged conditions, this physical barrier was the essential first step. It slowed down the initial stages of corrosion, allowing the blade's inherent chemical anti-corrosion properties, the true engineering marvel, to function optimally. The scabbard was the quiet precursor, the perfect physical container that enabled the chemical engineering beneath the surface to achieve complete preservation. This wasn't just a sheath, it was the initial lock in a self-sustaining system of engineered immortality. The dual alloy structure for unbreakable performance. The core problem for ancient bronze smiths was a classic trade-off, hardness versus flexibility. Hard, tin-rich bronze holds a great edge, but is brittle and shatters easily, while softer, copper-rich bronze is resilient but dulls quickly. The Yue master smiths solved this by completely abandoning the single alloy approach. They used a revolutionary composite bronze sword technique. This required a sophisticated process of sequential casting, pouring multiple different alloys into the same mold, creating differential concentrations across the blade's structure. Metallurgical analysis confirmed this dual design. The main blade body, the spine and core, was intentionally crafted with a lower tin, higher copper alloy, around 80% Q, 18% yin. This made the core resilient and flexible, suitable for absorbing impact without fracturing. In stark contrast, the cutting edges featured a dramatic reduction in copper to 57.3% Q and a massive rise in tin up to 29.6% Sen. This high tin edge provided maximum hardness and superior edge retention, the ultimate cutting surface. They even added lead, 8.7% Pb, to the edge alloy, not for strength, but as a flux. Lead significantly improved the fluidity of the molten bronze, ensuring that the extremely thin, complex parts of the mould that define the razor-sharp edge filled perfectly. This controlled, sequential pouring of chemically and thermodynamically distinct alloys into a single mould is the defining technical achievement of Wu Yue metallurgy, creating a weapon that was simultaneously tough and sharp. Sulfur and tin, the chemistry of corrosion resistance. The key reason this 2,400-year-old artifact didn't tarnish is due to a specialized chemical surface treatment, a form of engineered patination. Researchers determined the sword is resistant to oxidation because of a process called sulfation on the surface. Analysis, particularly around the complex rhombic patterns, revealed a high proportion of sulfur, indicating the presence of rust-proof sulfide cuprum, CuS. This sulfide layer is a stable, non-reactive patina, highly resistant to the aggressive corrosive agents present in the damp tomb. This wasn't natural. It was a sophisticated application of chemical enhancement, an ancient form of active chemical passivation. But the complexity goes even deeper. The beautiful rhombic patterns themselves were integrated using a high-temperature diffusion method. This technique, known today as cementation, involved applying a tin amalgam to the surface, enriching the outer layer with tin up to 38.5% Sen. This surface layer created the perfect substrate. First, it was hardened by tin diffusion, and second, it was then chemically treated in a sulfur bath to induce the protective CuS layer. This sophisticated thermochemical enhancement is the true secret behind the sword's defiance of degradation, a level of chemical knowledge far surpassing what is commonly assumed for the period. Microstructural precision, delta phase, engineering to a micrometer, the ultimate sophistication of the sword of Gujian lies in the microscopic control of its metal structure, in the deliberate engineering of the delta phase. The delta phase is the intermetallic compound, Q31 cinnate, that forms in high tin bronze. It's incredibly hard but also extremely brittle. The metallurgists of the Wu Yue states ingeniously overcame the trade-off between the strength and hardness of bronze by precisely controlling the formation of the delta phase, Q31 selenate. This intermetallic compound is extremely hard, essential for creating a razor-sharp, durable edge, yet it is also inherently brittle. Their unique technique involved concentrating a dense delta phase layer exclusively on the blade's surface and cutting edges. This localized enhancement maximized the blade's cutting performance and edge retention. Crucially, they prevented this brittle phase from becoming excessive in the central core, spine, which was intentionally made from a tougher, lower tin alloy. This structural separation ensured the core maintained the necessary resilience and flexibility, protecting the sword from catastrophic shattering upon impact. Further analytical investigations confirmed the unbelievable precision. Scanning electron microscopy, SEM, revealed that the delta phase layer on the blade edge measured only 1 to 2 micrometers (μm) in thickness. That layer is thinner than a human hair, and it was consistently maintained across the entire length of the blade. The ability of 5th century BCE artisans to achieve and maintain this level of microscopic precision across multiple stages of casting, cooling, and honing demands industrial-grade skill. This level of microstructural control is comparable in principle to modern protective surface coatings designed for extreme wear resistance, a technical zenith that defines the craft as true materials engineering. The legacy of skill and conclusion. The mastery required to forge the sword of Gujian was the ultimate ancient skill. It demanded a perfect synthesis of 3 non-trivial disciplines: First, the knowledge of casting fluid dynamics to sequentially pour multiple alloys into a single mould. Second, advanced thermochemical engineering to apply the tin amalgam and sulfur processes for chemical passivation. And third, microstructural control to confine the incredibly hard delta phase layer to within a single micrometer of the cutting edge.